If you've been following the tech industry lately, you've definitely seen the headlines. We're talking massive layoffs, shifting budgets, and a whole lot of anxiety sweeping across IT, development, and cybersecurity. It feels kind of grim, right? But underneath all that noise is a massive, totally unprecedented wave of cash flowing directly into AI infrastructure. So today, we're diving into an explainer on what I like to call the automation paradox. We're going to explore why this explosion of super fast AI output doesn't actually replace human experts. Ironically, it makes deep, foundational human tech skills way more critical and honestly a lot more highly paid than ever before. Let's get into it.
Here is a quick look at what we'll be covering today. We'll start with the AI market shift, then look at the attacker's new advantage, followed by why defenders must adapt faster. After that, we'll get into the rise of dark code, and finally wrap up with why high technical judgment wins.
All right, Section 1, the AI market shift, evolving from manual tasks to AI orchestration. The brutal truth right now is that companies are rushing to integrate AI for two very basic reasons: to make more money or to save more money. That is literally the bottom line driving this entire shift. Budgets haven't just vanished, they're streaming heavily toward AI roles. Every enterprise out there is desperately asking how they can use AI to automate the heavy lifting and get radically efficient.
Now, this perfectly illustrates the crossroads every single tech professional is standing at right now. On the left side, you've got your traditional manual task-based operator. The person grinding away, executing one thing at a time by hand. Honestly, if that is your entire playbook, you are at risk. You really have to transition over to the right side of this equation and become a manager of AI agents. You can't just be an executor anymore. You have to become the conductor of an automated orchestra. If you aren't building or learning how to orchestrate AI agents to do that manual work for you, you need to pivot immediately. Moving on to Section 2, the attacker's new advantage and the terrifying speed of AI-driven threat campaigns. Let's look at an example we all know: phishing emails. A few years ago, hackers had to sit there and manually type out these deceptive emails. And frankly, the grammar was usually terrible, making them super easy to spot. Well, nobody is doing that by hand anymore. Attackers are just firing up tools like ChatGPT or Gemini to write flawless, incredibly persuasive emails in seconds. It's way faster, the quality is perfect, and because of that, they are getting significantly higher click-through rates. Because attackers are leaning on AI, the whole velocity of a cyber attack has completely changed. Just picture a scenario where some credentials get leaked online. At minute 0, the hackers use those passwords to walk right through the front door. By minute 30, AI automation has already helped them move laterally, sneaking from room to room, unlocking internal doors on the network. By hour 1, they are extracting your valuable data. This whole process of getting in, moving around, and stealing data used to take weeks, sometimes even months. Now, AI has compressed that entire timeline down to just hours or even minutes. It's absolutely wild. Which brings us directly to Section 3. Defenders must adapt faster, specifically by automating the Security Operations Center. Look, because attacks are happening at warp speed now, the good guys, the security engineers, have zero choice here. You cannot fight a lightspeed AI by just sitting at your desk clicking a mouse. It doesn't work. Defenders literally have to build and fight back with their own AI agents just to stay in the game. Let's break down what that actually looks like in practice. Imagine you're an engineer in a modern security operations center, and you're just flooded with alerts. Instead of manually digging through every single one, you deploy a team of AI agents. Step 1, an agent automatically pulls your log sources and queries the timestamps. Step 2, a dedicated agent grabs that compiled data, interprets the results, and correlates everything. Step 3, yet another agent writes up the final comprehensive report. You've essentially orchestrated a fully automated triaging system. And here is the kicker. By orchestrating those AI agents, a massive security investigation that used to take an engineer 9 grueling hours to do manually is now done in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Think about the insane amount of time and money that saves a company. And here's why this matters so much for you. Companies are more than happy to take those savings and pay a massive premium salary to the engineer who knows how to run that AI infrastructure. You get paid way more because your ability to manage AI just made the entire organization exponentially more efficient. Okay, Section 4, the rise of dark code, the messy byproduct of hyper-fast automation. So we know AI makes everything faster and cheaper, right? Writing code, building apps, spinning up infrastructure, it's all happening at lightning speed thanks to AI coding assistants. But that incredible speed has introduced a massive new headache. Enter dark code and dark IT. Think of it like a fully automated factory churning out products so insanely fast that no human could ever keep track of the inventory or clean up the mess on the factory floor. Because AI can write code and build infrastructure 10 to 100 times faster than a human, companies are absolutely drowning in an avalanche of raw security telemetry and unreviewed code. It's literally more information than a standard operator could ever process. We're talking about massive, complex systems running in the background, but nobody actually remembers how they were built or how they connect. And that takes us to our final section, high technical judgment wins, and why your foundational knowledge is your absolute ultimate leverage. This right here is the climax of the automation paradox we've been talking about. Exactly because AI is pumping out this massive, overwhelming ocean of dark code, the human ability to actually sift through it, understand it, and clean it up has become the single most valuable skill on the market today. This dynamic is creating a totally new tier of what we can call the premium professional. As enterprises get swamped by all this automated output, they desperately need someone who can sit down, read through the raw configurations, and truly grasp the entire architecture. When you're the person in the meeting who completely understands the integrations, the dependencies, and how everything connects inside out, you become the definitive go-to expert. You fix the problems that the AI created, and you definitely don't get there by doom scrolling. You get there by obsessively mastering the intricate, fundamental details of your tech stack. There's this really great anecdote from our source material that perfectly nails this point. A security expert was using AI for penetration testing, basically trying to hack a system to find its weak spots. The AI did exactly what it was told, firing off commands at lightning speed and logging every single thing into a massive text file. But the AI is just dumping data. It took the human expert to look at those logs, apply real technical judgment, and say, okay, this command's useless, this one's a false positive, wait, this one right here, this is a critical vulnerability. The AI built the haystack for sure, but it took deep human foundational knowledge to actually spot the needle.
If you take absolutely nothing else away from this explainer, please remember this. Output is commoditized, but high technical judgment is going to be a premium. AI is going to speed everything up. The physical act of writing a line of code or pulling a log, that's cheap now. But having the wisdom to know exactly which line of code needs to be written or what that log actually means for a massive corporate network, that is incredibly rare, and companies are going to pay top dollar for it. You need to become that premium.
So I want to leave you with this final critical question. As AI rapidly speeds up the output in your specific field, are you investing enough in your own foundational knowledge to command that premium? It is time to stop worrying about AI taking your job and start mastering those intricate, fundamental details so you can orchestrate the AI instead of trying to compete with it. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Keep mastering those foundations, and I'll see you next time.